Treasure Property Group. Today we want to specifically say hi to our students. We know that as school is starting back up, a lot of you guys are interested in finding internships and places that you guys can go gain knowledge, grow in experience, and receive expert advice. Well, Treasure Property Group has created this valuable internship program where students precisely can come, really practice all those abilities that they've been learning in school, grow in experience, gain so much more skills, and the best part of all is become your own project manager.
That's right, Danielle. At Treasure Property Group, we have dedicated a good amount of time in ensuring we develop a program in which students can work on all the abilities they've been nurturing and studying in school and really put them into practice in a place where they're going to get the constant development and perspective of a leadership team. So let's talk now about the different areas in which we're going to have internships in. We're going to have business and sales, media and marketing, film and photography, on top of two more.
Analysis and software and tech engineer.
The question now is, how do I get started? To get started, what you're going to do is going to go into any of our social media platforms and inbox or message us. But for those students in Palm Beach Atlantic or Florida Atlantic University, you are going to have a special way in which you can apply.
PBA and FAU students, I know most of you guys are familiar with Handshake. You guys can just go there and submit your applications.
So all the fall students, we look forward to your applications and working with you soon. So until then, goodbye.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another day of Community at Treasure. Like every Tuesday and Thursday, it's always great and a pleasure for us to be here with all of you. We thank you for joining us today because today we have actually some really great news about Treasure Property Group and our new internship program, which is actually going to be fantastic for all students. So we invite all of you to just stay tuned for a little bit and join us for probably this next 30 minutes so we can tell you a little bit more. If you also have, any children that are students right now and are in college, this is a great opportunity to have them tune in so they can learn about everything that we're going to be doing here, and actually it's starting next week. But to start, I just want to say hello and actually invite the new face next to me, which some of you may know, some of you, this may be the first time that actually you've seen her, and her name is Daniela Parra, and she's actually our marketing and media coordinator. So Daniela, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. Like Ugo was sharing, I just started working at Treasure Property Group, and it has been a wonderful experience. I love the community, I love the family and all the projects that we're working on, and especially this internship program that we just started. It's amazing.
Definitely, Daniela. And you've been actually a big part of how this internship program started. For all of those followers, basically, Daniela started with us kind of like an intern during her summer time here. And she started coming in to kind of like work with us on different projects, different things that we were looking to develop. To our great surprise, Daniela was actually able to take many of those projects and really move really quickly on actually putting them, actually into practice and for us to be able to bring them alive. So with that, we said, why stop here? Why, just kind of like do what we're doing with Daniela, there's so many other projects. So Daniela actually took a big participation in starting talking to us and saying, hey, what if we bring more students, more people like me, but in different, areas that they have experience, and we can expand. So Daniela, tell us a little bit about, with that perspective, what has your experience been so far?
So far, I've really, like I said, enjoyed being at Treasure. I see that we have a lot of projects in mind. And when I started working here, I wanted to kind of tackle them all. I really wanted to expand the growth of Treasure, but I know that I can't do it all alone and I don't have all the knowledge. So bringing interns is going to be such a great opportunity for the company to grow, but also to give experience to students, because I know as a student myself, a lot of us are looking for internships to gain experience for credit hours. And so this is just perfect because we can help others and others can help us.
Absolutely. And you mentioned a couple of things that are very key and very particular about our internship program. First, we wanted to do it right. So we took our time. It almost took us a little bit close to 2 months into the sign and making sure that we put all the right pieces to make sure we had a great program, not only for the team here at Treasure Property, but for the students, for all of you that are coming in and looking for those experiences. And Daniela collaborated with us a lot on what she would look like to get from a company if she was a student. With that said, we developed some very and pretty much like dedicated areas in which we will be supporting the team and all of the students that are coming in. And those areas starts with sales and more, actually business and sales. So business and sales, actually internships will be able to come in here at Treasure Property Group and support us with all of the different strategies and all of the different campaigns that we're doing right now to actually connect with our customers. So as it implies, a lot of the sales perspective is there. You're going to be basically speaking to a lot of customers on a daily basis, kind of getting, used to how would you sell real estate, how would you sell even yourself, and getting to know people and position all the different things that we have to offer. Because as some of you know, at Treasure Property Group, we have a pretty large portfolio. So there's so many things that we can offer. So the sales and business team is going to focus a lot on that. And the portion of business, of course, there's going to be a lot of perspective that you are going to be able to give a good amount of input back to the team into things that we could do a little bit different, things that we can evolve, things that we can actually put into practice. So ultimately, a great opportunity for anybody studying business and sales, and ultimately that also looks at real estate like a possible career. So pretty much a great opportunity for those type of individuals. When you think about the other ones that we are actually thinking, Daniela, you actually have expertise in those areas. So I'll let you talk a little bit about both of those.
Yeah, so another internship opportunity and position we have is the media and the marketing internship. And this is the one that I've been kind of helping develop because it's the one that I came in to work with. And it's really interesting because we have a pretty good basis and foundation here at Treasure Property Group, but we want to expand, we want to grow, and we want the input of other students, especially those who are studying marketing and have great ideas. They can come and develop them here. So basically what we want them to start doing is kind of taking a hold of our social media, already the platforms that we have, which is LinkedIn, Google, Instagram, and Facebook, but also develop new platforms, especially the rising ones like TikTok. And there's just so much more that they can do, especially this generation. They know more, they've developed more skills, and we could really use that here at Treasure Property Group. Another thing that we do is develop blogs. We write blogs. And it's great for marketing because we get to connect with other companies. We get to share more about our real estate expertise, and it helps the community as a whole. So we want them to be able to come also and learn how to write blogs, learn how to market those, and how to really use social media and just media in general to really perform the best that we can as a company. That's my favorite part, writing the blogs. I love to do that.
Yeah, and I love when you said actually the part of the younger people, it's like you're in that group, and ultimately you've been doing a lot of that, and it's been fantastic. And the fact that you mentioned that all of your generation is so familiar with a lot of different social media platforms that we use today. And it's so important, like you said, that we maximize those and that every day we learn to relate better in them. And which better group of people than, that younger generation that has been using it pretty much since they're little.
Exactly. So that's something that we're really looking forward to, kind of hearing the input from other students and putting those minds together and really creating something amazing. Another part is also helping the agents here. We have a lot of great agents, but not a lot of them have time to market themselves, to brand themselves, and to promote themselves. So we know that having these students help develop those ways that each agent can have their own social media platform being promoted and really promote themselves as an agent is going to be great for the students also to learn how to use all of that and really see the outcome of how well they're doing. Maybe, hey, this strategy doesn't work, let me try this one. They're going to have the opportunity to do that with every agent, and it's going to help the agents also.
Absolutely. It's going to help everybody tremendously. If you think about what Daniela just covered, which it's a lot in its own, but for this experience, for the media and marketing individuals, you're going to be able to actually put into place in the real world a lot of the techniques and a lot of the things that you've been using in school. And some of them you have been even using in your life, and actually being able to put them actually into place and see how they develop, how do they work, what is the outcome of them. So great opportunity overall for them. But besides marketing and media, there's going to be a big collaboration. And when we say collaboration, there's collaboration throughout the entire program, because a lot of these projects, they pretty much interconnect with each other. They actually sort of like relate to each other. So you'll have the opportunity to work with many of the other interns that are here, but one that is going to work very closely with the two that we already spoke about, again, which is business and sales and the media and marketing, is the actual photography and film. Right? Film and photography. Those individuals are going to have a great opportunity to actually do a lot of things, Daniela, that you actually been already kind of working on, but we are looking to take to the next step.
Exactly. Like Ugo was saying, they're going to be collaborating all together because we are going to become like this little family, and we're going to each give each other the hand and kind of say, hey, do it this way. I need help with this. I can help you with that. And so the film and photography is going to be able to really utilize the equipment that we have and kind of help take pictures of, okay, the houses that we're listing, really have that creative mind to make videos, to help also, again, hey, we can promote this agent this way, kind of really have everybody in the community get to know who we are as Treasure, and what better way than to do visuals, to really make photos and videos, and they know a lot more programs than we know. I've been using simple programs, but I know that when they come, they have that knowledge, they're able to really use their skills and create such a much better visual for Treasure Property Group.
Absolutely. And ultimately, you know, it's once again, it goes back to what we described before. It's going to be such a good opportunity for those individuals to just implement a lot of the things they're learning, a lot of things they actually love, and they're going to be doing it every day. And there's absolutely going to be some projects that we're going to put and they're going to become live. Some other projects that we say, okay, we got to make this one a little bit better, but that's all in itself going to be a great experience. So we invite all of the ones that we have already described to actually, you know, stay tuned, go to our social media platforms and apply. But those are not all. We actually have 2 more. So I'm going to go very quickly through these 2 additional experiences. And the first one is a data analysis. So data has become, you know, in the day that we live today, a very important, you know, sort of like element for all businesses. And at Treasure, it's no different. In the area of real estate, it's no different. So for data analysis, you're going to be able to come in and work with different type of data. Some data is going to be there already in reports, and we'll need to analyze it and actually disseminate and be able to put it in easier words so we can digest, and the entire team can digest that on a weekly basis. But there's also going to be raw data that we're going to be investigating and we're going to be working on a weekly basis to ensure that we can learn a lot of, let's say, the market trends, the market trajectories, a lot of the industry overall, as well as, you know, overall the economy, how it's moving. So for the data analysis, we really look forward to all those individuals that have the ability already to write some great algorithms, do some great stuff already when it comes to software and, you know, integrations. So we invite you all for this internship because it's, once again, another great opportunity. The one and last one, actually, it's super important as well. And that is going to be computer engineer. And all computer engineers will have the opportunity to actually support the expansion of our website and the expansion of many other, you know, sort of like web-based projects that we have right now. So you'll be able to come in, help us, you know, write our pages, get everything, you know, build some plugins, a lot of different things that goes beyond what I can describe right now. So we invite all of those computer engineer individuals to also join us, apply, send us your information so that we can get started.
Yeah, and it's also going to help each intern build their portfolio and really gain that experience, because what we didn't mention was that these internships, we want these students to become their own project managers. We want them to not have as much direction, but for them to actually really develop their own ideas and put them into use, and that we can guide them, but we don't want to micromanage, like Hugo had said before.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have the great ability that, the big scope of the project is there. The big scope of what we want to accomplish is there. But what Daniela was describing, you're going to have a ton of liberty. You know, as a student, there's going to be less walls put in front of you and more opportunity for you to kind of like go beyond and discover and bring your own thoughts and your own ideas, which in a lot of other internships, you may not have the opportunity. So that's where our internship program plays, you know, a lot into the student development, because you're going to be able to work on a lot of the things that you do in school, but actually put them into place here with the collaboration and continuous work of our operations team. So ultimately, like Daniela say, that's pretty much almost like a big stamp into our internship program, which is the fact that you get to be your own project manager and almost kind of like manage that project and, you know, report on a weekly basis, and we will discuss and we will collaborate. So ultimately a great environment where you can grow, learn, and develop a ton, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And like we were mentioning, we really do have a lot of projects that we want these interns to start working on because we see the company growing. We are growing at a fast pace and we want that help and we want to help others. So speaking of growing and increasing in our knowledge and in our expertise, what are some future projects for Treasure? What does our future look like and how are we growing really?
Daniela, well, I appreciate you asking the question, and especially because you're spending a lot of time with us in the operation and the, you know, the leadership team working on many of the projects, not only that we're doing right now, like this internship program, but the long-term projection of Treasure. And, you know, when you talk about what is the vision or what are the other things that are coming up, well, some of this that I'm about to say is actually going to put a little smile also on all those people thinking about coming into our internship program. Well, one of the first things that we envision is that some of these internships will become permanent opportunities for, you know, some of the individuals that will come at Treasure. Why? Because we already see the potential in individuals like yourself that was able to come in and actually start transforming and being able to pretty much return that investment pretty quickly on what we can do and actually make our team better and gain a bigger clientele base, right? So that's a big part of it. The other thing that I want to say that it also goes to a lot of the students out there is the fact that, hey, if there's an area right now that Treasure Property may not be focusing on, that is maybe your area of expertise. You know, we haven't talked about maybe some of the financial aspects or some of the accounting aspects that also exist in this world. We are going to develop other internships in the future. We just think that these are the first and very important ones for us to kind of like take the next step. But the actual thought and what we are planning is to continue growing this because there's many more many more things to come, and this is just the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like that. I really see that potential and I'm so excited to be a part of it. And we're so excited to have other people also be a part of it and grow together.
Absolutely, Danny. But I think a big important part that we haven't mentioned, and especially as we think about the world today, is, you know, we're talking about adding people to our team. And ultimately, a lot of times right now, some teams are not getting bigger, they're actually getting smaller. And some reasons is the economy, but some reasons it's also the fact that a lot of people are working from home. So Danny, since you actually been here, tell us a little bit about how we're staying safe and how we make sure that under, you know, the circumstances of a COVID world, we're making sure that you, me, and everybody else stays protected.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us weren't expecting such a huge pandemic changing lives, but thankfully, Treasure Property Group is really making sure that we are staying safe. And as we are adding new people to the team, we do have a protocol that we follow and that we make sure that everybody can stay healthy and safe. Of course, most of us, we all wear masks when we come in and we get our temperature taken because we don't want any little symptoms, anything that we might not feel. It could be the coronavirus. So we make sure to take everybody's temperature and to stay social distancing. Our new office is pretty spacious. We each have our own office. We can work in different spaces. That way we can all social distance, as well as the interns. They're not actually going to be coming every single day all together. We actually have them separated based on their own schedule because we're super flexible with the intern schedule. So they're not all going to be coming at the same time, allowing more space in the office and allowing a better social distance.
Thank you for that. I actually, and that's a great point, Daniela, because you know, our health and our safety is so important right now, and so is the health and safety of all of those you know, listening and watching us right now, but also all the students. I know that's something that worries a lot of people, and we have created an environment, but we have also created a safe environment for all the students. Like Daniela mentioned, making sure that we're having flexible schedules, making sure that, you know, we can stay even social distance during the time here in the office. And you can see Daniela and I are not necessarily social distance right now, but we have at this point spent a lot of time And we have actually become part of a team that is very small here in the operations, which is about 5 people, that we're constantly going through all these checks to make sure that, like Danielle said, there's no symptoms, there's nothing that should worry any of us. But with that said, for students, you're going to have a good opportunity to stay, like Danielle say, socially distanced. You're going to be able to basically have your own workspace. And you'll be ultimately, you know, if there's any symptoms that you have, you'll be able to stay at home, as well as if we see that anybody's temperature is a little bit different than what it normally should be, then ultimately we will also ask you to go back home. So we're definitely staying under all of the parameters that have been established socially.
Yeah, we've also distributed hand sanitizer bottles all over the office. So we're really keeping everybody safe because that's what matters the most at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So I think this, this show today here at Treasure Property Group was to bring everybody in our community a little bit of a catch up about what we're doing right now and how we are also making sure we're supporting our community, and a big part of our community are students. And we created this program thinking of them and thinking about also how many of them may not have a place where they can go and start learning, especially under the current economy. So we wanted to be able to create that platform, and also create it with the vision that some of those positions may also become permanent here. So we have everything set. We're pretty much ready to start, going. And actually Tuesday will be our first day with interns.
We're actually starting our orientation on Tuesday. We have a few interns coming, and we're so excited to get to know them and for them to know us, because like you were mentioning, because of the economy, because of everything that's happening, I know a lot of schools have shut down, a lot of internship opportunities have shut down, and so have jobs. So we kind of wanted to lend that hand and say, students, we're here for you. We are opening our doors, and we're so ready to start working with you guys.
Absolutely. And for those students that are just listening to this opportunity for the first time, don't worry, because Tuesday is just the beginning for the first group. We are actually going to be adding a few other interns into this experience. So feel welcome to go and apply if you haven't. And how do you take the next steps? Well, if you saw the video at the beginning, you kind of got a few tips on how, but if you didn't, we're going to let you know right now. So for those students in FAU and Palm Beach Atlantic, you can actually go into the software that you're already very familiar with called Handshake. You can actually apply there, and we will see your application and actually set you up for that discovery call where we will get to meet you. Then through that, we'll understand if you are basically one of those individuals that is a right fit right now for this opportunity. For those that are not in Palm Beach Atlantic or FAU, you can actually go ahead and apply through any of our social media platforms. You can inbox us or send us a quick message, and we'll respond to you as quickly and promptly as possible so that we can actually ensure that you take part of this as well. So great and easy ways in which you can connect and reach out to us. So like I said, if this is the first time you're listening about this opportunity and you haven't started, haven't even started the process, don't worry. You actually still have time. You actually still have an opportunity to get to come and experience this with us. The programs, most of these programs that are going to be coming in right now will be with us until pretty much the end of the year of 2020. And then we'll start the second, batch of our internships around, mid-January, February. So really, really excited. I don't know, Danny, what else can we actually share with all of our followers today?
I'm sure this is our first time we're going to be meeting the interns, and we know it's going to be a great opportunity. And like you were saying, there's going to be so much more upcoming opportunities after this set of internship program kind of like ends. We're starting a new batch of students. So there's always going to be opportunities for you guys to be on the lookout.
Definitely. So one thing, for those that are not familiar with pretty much the structure of the show today, we actually been doing this type of show with our Spanish community, with everybody who speaks Spanish for quite a few months. And it's basically your time with Treasure. But this is kind of the first time we're doing it in English. So get to know that this is a space where Treasure Property is going to come in give you some updates, give you some insight into what we're doing, also give you some insight into the real estate market, into some of the trends we're seeing, into some of the things that we want to support you with, because after all, what we do is we support you, all of our followers, with great information, because it's information really the way that we can actually provide you the best service. And ultimately, remember, you become family. We're families working for families. And that's what ultimately distinguishes us from the rest, is that we actually don't see this as a short-term relationship. We see this as a long-term relationship. So the same with this show. We don't see this as this being the first and only opportunity in which you can follow us. You know that anytime we tune in English, you can be here. You can actually get a catch up with us. You can see all of the things that we're doing and get great information like the one we have shared today, right?
And make sure that you guys can share our internship program with other students, with family members. Just let them know and kind of get the word out there, because we are so excited to be implementing ourselves into the community and really becoming a family.
Absolutely, get the ball rolling out there. But one thing I do want to say for all of the students from Palm Beach Atlantic and Florida Atlantic University, we want to say thank you. We have gotten a great amount of applications. We have spoken to many of you already, and we have really enjoyed our time with you. And we really thank you for all of the support and all of the interest you have shown, and the conversations have been fantastic. So to those two schools, we want to say thank you. To all the other schools that we basically have started a relationship but don't have sort of like a direct application like Handshake, don't worry. For all those students, we're establishing those sort of like relationships to ensure that we can get you to talk to us in an easier way next time as well. So until then, I think this is pretty much what we had for all of you today. We want to thank you for your time. Also remember that we'll be back Tuesday. Okay, so stay tuned for what content is going to come back on Tuesday, another great day of content. But also, if you need to contact us, if you're not sure where to start, if you're a student and you say, hey, this is what I wanted, this is what I was looking for, right after we finish speaking, you're going to get some of our information there, some of the different points of contact. So you can start there. And then any other things, you can go to www.treasurepropertygroup.com. That's another way. Or you can look us up on Facebook, Instagram, are another great place for you to find us. Also, you can go to our YouTube channel and see a lot of the videos from the previous shows we have recorded, as well as from a lot of our marketing videos. So until then, we invite you to stay tuned. Thank you for everything. God bless you all. Goodbye.